Hey, this is G Singh. This is the day after the inter-gym sparring match at Eppolito's boxing gym. It was session 2 for me in sparring, and I was able to do 11 rounds today. We'll talk about that throughout the video. I want to thank my son, who's incredible. Without him, Neijia Gong, I'd be nothing. I want to thank my coach, who spent extra time working with me alone to ensure that I was ready for this week's fight, Coach Frank Eppolito. I want to thank my TCM doctor, Dr. Foster, for making sure that I'm healthy and have all the stuff I need to succeed. I want to thank my in-gym sparring teacher and professional fighter, Kenny. Without him, I'd be nothing. And I also want to thank Matt from the other gym who gave me extra rounds so I could get better. He didn't give me this face, but this is the face that Kenny gave me after he almost broke my nose. Actually, did break it a little bit. This is the face of ferocity, and the opposite of that is a face of serenity. And somewhere between both of those is where I live, and that's why I fight, to find out exactly where I am. The first guy I fought today, that time was a big guy. I mean, he's a heavyweight. I don't think he was just. I think he was over 200 pounds, maybe more than that. I don't know, but he was a tall guy, big guy. He hit really hard. I mean, really hard. And as soon as I got hit by him, I have to say I was scared. Um, he really hits hard, and he put me on my toes. I don't think I could have lasted the rounds I did without him. I did the first 2 rounds with him, and I was trying to keep my distance from him, but I really couldn't. I couldn't work in what the coach wanted me to talk about. His punching power just knocked me off balance, and he was just good, and I'm not used to getting hit that hard, so I had to work, and I was basically fighting out of fear. The whole fight's out of fear, even though I kind of looks like I might be hitting him more than he's hitting me. The truth of the matter is I wasn't letting him hit me. Again, being off balance, it means I didn't want to go into mid-range because I feared that if I went mid-range, his power would upset me and catch me in a way that I wasn't used to it. Plus, on top of the fact that I really wasn't used to the way he fought. He was an outside fighter. He fought from the outside and he picked it. The one thing that I caught on him that might have worked was his body, but I don't really pick up on until the second round. But I rush in, and basically my coach in the ring, Kenny, um, he's my sparring coach in the ring, Kenny, and partner. He basically was trying to get me to give him some distance, to give him some space, and I just wouldn't. You see me do a little bagua roll there, and it's got me so off guard. I can't respond to it. I'm hitting him hard, but the truth, the reason why I'm hitting him so hard is because I just don't want him to hit me back, and that's a trait that I got to get rid of. It's not a good trait. You got to be comfortable in the ring, and I wasn't comfortable. The second round is not much different. I'm kind of in his chest. I'm working. I'm holding him purposely. I don't want him to get off. This is if you're really fighting. I mean, I felt like I was in a real fight. The guy hits pretty hard, and so if I was really fighting, I wouldn't allow him to hit me that much. But I'm not so sure I'd win the fight because he had a little bit of ring generalship and amateur Olympic amateur boxing. If the guy looks better, then he wins. An inside fighter's got to be classy, which means he's got to take shots. Notice when that guy hit me, he almost knocked me down with that punch. And of course, my response back was out of, basically out of Warriors response, which is he hits me hard, I hit him hard back, but it was done. It wasn't done properly. I mean, it didn't look good when I did it. Again, I'm moving very fast. I mean, I think the guy was kind of surprised that I was, that I'm as old as I am and was moving as well as I was. But the truth of the matter is, I did not want to stay inside and take that punishment. Even that guy's short punch was a hard punch, and he meant it. He threw it with authority. Um, that being said, um, yeah, I hung in there. I did what I had to do. I think this cat's, I think he's in his early 30s. He might even be younger. Um, he made me think real hard about my skill set because I do believe, even though I'm in good shape, I probably need to pick it up with some more different type of specialized running and punching. I need a little more running and push-ups. I need some more power in my upper body. Hitting this guy didn't do nothing, and I really need to have a little more power when I hit. Um, I didn't do any of the techniques that I know give me power in the ring. I was just being straight up, coming straight at him, hardly any angles, and that's the sign of someone who really is not sure of himself with regard to how he's going to handle another fighter. And so the lessons here were that, hey, listen, you really got to get your act together when it comes down to fighting bigger guys and guys a bit harder or younger. Third round shows how badly I fight. I fought really bad. I stayed in his chest and I worked. When he would not let me out of his chest, I just held him. And I do, right? And when he actually got distance and tried to make that space, I actually went underneath his guard and was almost tackling him like I was in MMA. At least I know if I got a big guy like that, I know how I'm going to fight him. I'm going to basically try and take him down if it's a real fight. But the truth of the matter is that without that real fight kind of techniques, I kind of really have to. And boxing is just not working that way. You can't do that. When a guy does that to you, takes you down, that means he's afraid of getting hit by your punch. And this guy's right. He didn't. That being said, Kenny fought the guy several rounds before that, and he showed me how to do it, but I wasn't paying attention. He stayed inside, he got down low, and he worked the guy. Again, this guy really isn't that great with. He's not that great with inside fighting. He likes to fight from the outside, and he's strong enough to do it. The truth of the matter is that I was handling on the inside. He was no stronger than I was. He didn't have any extra strength. He just was a great puncher, and he could punch with his hands down. And like again, he had the outside. I didn't even try to get inside with him. Very fast. Again, very powerful. And I actually pissed him off. I'm actually trying to hit him pretty hard in this one. One of the punches coming. I'm also leading with my head. In boxing, that's really not the best thing you can do. Leading with your head is really not that great. You can actually hurt yourself, and I actually got hurt later when both Kenny and I lead with the head, and he got the better of it. As you can tell, the guy's pretty pissed off. He's throwing some hard punches, and then I'm just grabbing him and trying to survive. The truth of the matter is that I'm not ready for a guy like that. I need to work a little bit harder, a little more time in the ring before I can handle a guy that big and that young. So again, I went straight two with the guy. Actually, the third round there was later on, but I went straight two, and then I went with Kenny. Kenny, Kenny gave me 2 hard rounds. He didn't hit me. It didn't like he hit me that hard. He didn't. He wasn't trying to hit me hard. Later on in the fight, he has to get me off him. He's hitting me at angles. He knows I'm tired because I fought 2 rounds, and I'm pretty good to go. And he's pushing the envelope on it. He's going to let me get some work. Where he's making me come, he's making me work. If I don't work forward, if I don't come at him, I'm not going to get anything out of it. And I really believe he actually wanted it that way. He wanted to get me to really push extra hard. I worked hard with that guy, and now he's trying to see what I got left after 2 rounds with him. Again, the round you saw prior to this, that was a round that was done actually later in their fight, later in the session. But with this guy, and there were 2 of those rounds, and the second round was even worse than that. But with this one, I'm working with Kenny, and Kenny Kenny is the kind of guy that can bring out the power in you. He can bring out whatever you've got to move. You can do it. As you can see now, I'm moving with him. A lot of the stuff I worked on during the week, I could and couldn't do. I was in my 2nd round of fighting, my 3rd round of fighting, and actually in this round, in the round, actually Kenny bust my nose with a headbutt. It doesn't matter; he was beating the hell out of me anyway. But again, in order to come at him, I have to be tenacious. As a matter of fact, that's why I got hit right there, and of course I busted my nose up a little bit, and they wanted to get it fixed. I didn't want to get it fixed, but he got it fixed. Then after that, I came back out and did my next round with Kenny. Okay, this round is, I gotta admit, is ferocious. It's my 4th round of fighting, and it doesn't seem like I got any cardio problems. I'm really coming. I'm coming hard. I chase him around the ring. Kenny's moving as fast as he can to get away from my punches and hit me at angles. He's not letting me get inside unless I chase him down. And he's pop punching me whenever he can. Those punches don't look like that much, and they weren't until I came forward. He was trying to get me to come forward with a hard shot. It was wonderful. I mean, and again, Kenny didn't try. He could have knocked me out anytime he wanted to. I really do believe that, with some good hard shots, at least in the beginning parts. Later on, when I was running after him, he got a little tired. I could tell because he hangs on to me. But he's hitting me. You see what he's hitting me? On the temples, right on the chin. he's popping me pretty good. He's hit me at angles, and I'm still coming. Some of them are coming. That one is ridiculous. I come as hard as I can. I try to throw the jab as much as I can. Then I start going into my slipping, and the slipping started to work. Even though Kenny said you shouldn't do it that much, it started to work. I just had to work it hard. This round kind of taught me something. It taught me something very important. It taught me that tenacity and commitment to making contact. It taught me three things. First of all, I gotta let myself get hit. I gotta allow myself to not get hit, and then I have to allow myself to hit it. And I seem to go through all three of those phases here. Okay, I get down, I start throwing. I'm not even sure if Kenny was allowing me to hit. I don't know. Kenny never lets me hit. Okay, he flows into a movement, then he goes into a body shot, goes into a close fighting match, and it seems that I was getting into it. I went into the cross block. In this fight, you could actually see me go into the three different postures that I have. I have the stack palm posture with the shoulder forward. I got the peekaboo posture when I'm trying to come forward, mid-range, and then I got the cross block posture when I'm really close. And in that posture, I'm trying to throw heavy shots. Okay, sometimes I can throw jabs. Bottom line is I'm trying to really spin and press and throw hard shots. I have to, because if I don't throw hard shots, I ain't gonna make it. Kenny really isn't really trying to hit me too hard. Actually, I'm not sure if it's time. And he says I work him hard. And he's throwing some good shots. He's throwing good shots. He's trying to hit me. I don't think he is. He's throwing good shots. And look at that now. He's not trying to kill me, but he's hitting me. And that's good, because I need that. Again, he's getting me ready for Masters level competition. Kenny, if you don't know, again, I got a good shot up there. Uppercuts were working a little bit. Coach worked me on. Okay, my moving around. You see, yep, you catch me coming in. Not jabbing, then again with Kenny, you can jab your way in and still miss. Okay, you have to slip, you have to move, you have to stay on. It's an amazing way to fight. It's cool. And finally, I got with Matt. Okay, Matt is smaller. Actually, he's lighter than me by about probably. I think that's about 30 pounds lighter than me, if not more. He's about 30 pounds light, but Matt's 28 years old. He's just in the games. He's been fighting for 4 months. Yeah, he's the one that gave me a little bit of problem a month ago, the first time I fought. And now we're fighting now. It's a month later. This is the end of the night. This is my 9th, 10th, and 11th round I do with him. He doesn't hit super hard, but he can pounce on you. Okay, again, he's a middleweight, so he doesn't hit super hard, but he can catch you if you're going the wrong way. He can bust you up. And he's not awkward. He's just, he's got a lot of energy, and he throws a lot of punches. So it's a good opportunity for me to see where power punches come, to get my feet working. I seem like I control the ring really good. Matt isn't, believe it or not, Matt is an inside fighter in his gym. So for me to work him on the outside and keep him on the outside is very, very interesting. Because he wants to come. He comes. The problem I had with Matt a long time ago was, quite frankly, I wasn't in shape, so I didn't have to pace myself. It seems in the 10th, 11th, and 12th, 9th, 10th, and 11th rounds of my sparring, everything seems to come together. I'm taking my time, blocking, I'm attacking, and I do 2 to 3 punch combinations, which not much more. Actually, a couple of times I do a 4 or 5 punch combination. I'm getting my 1-2 is working really good. The 1-2-3, letting guys come in, that's not working that good. The guys, they kind of are onto that, springing into it. That didn't work as well as I thought it would. I had to basically come up with a new plan of action. But I did get off my punches. Matt gets off his punches too. Again, he doesn't hit with a lot of power, so I guess I was working a little bit more. But he hits with enough power, but not a lot of power. I felt like I could be relaxed with him. With regard to work, I guess I have to change my way of thinking, because I get tensed up or I get tired when I think of the amount of power the guy's gonna hit me with. I get to worrying, and that worrying emotion kind of drains you. So I learned a big deal about that. You can see here that my fighting style ain't changed much. I come after you. I'm a comer. I don't go backwards if I have to, unless you knock me backwards. It seems that cross block, or at least the stack punch, is working. I was doing stack punch, stack palm fist technique, and it was working. Okay, the speed comes. It seems like I move kind of slow until the punch is slow until I find what I want, and then I speed them up. They're fast enough. Um, Matt was doing a good job of keeping me together, staying outside. Okay, he got good punches in, and especially the second round. The round you're looking at right there. You get right there, and then and I get some good defense there. Did a little bit of, a little bit of leaning back over the shoulder. He's trying to punch. He can't quite reach my good defense. Can't reach my chin, and I'm able to come back and get it. Then it seemed like a lot of times I did good blocks. A lot of times I was just pacing myself well. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2. Most of the shots that got hit, they're power shots. Matt wanted to work. I found out when Matt wanted to work inside, go combinations, I couldn't go at his pace. I had to do it my way, which was, my own pace and a steady punching and trying to get at the end of his flurry, try to, end the flurry with my punches. That's pretty much how I did it. And then once in a while, Matt would do something, that would allow me to throw a hard shot. And Matt threw a hard shot, and he took a hard shot. In this round, I threw some real hard shots from Matt. I threw, but I was trying so hard to hit him hard that the throw shot's really good that I actually only threw 2. And if I did it right, I could have thrown like 3, 4, 5 shots off of this turn. Matt said the technique I'm about to use, which is a twisting, compressing technique of basically opening and closing, that I did it in such a way where he didn't even know what the hell he got hit with. He didn't understand, didn't see it. I'm about ready to do it in a little bit. As it is, you can tell I'm going up and going down, I'm hitting high, I'm hitting low. Okay, Matt's taking it really, really well. I'm slipping, going for the body. At least I know I'll go for the body no matter what. Body shots seem to win the day with me, with Matt, and just about everybody else, except for my man. Yeah, there you go. I was doing my little technique of sliding, compressing, left to right, spinning, and then pop. Okay, that shot hit him. He said he felt it, but he's in good shape, but he didn't do nothing with it. And then again, of course, I tried to do it again, but I'm so tired. I can't get it off the way I want to. But we're working hard. We're doing a good work. And Matt's getting some good work in. Again, it's constant movement. I'm throwing punches. Punch count's pretty high because I'm constantly throwing. Matt's punch out count is higher than mine. For every 2 punches I throw, he throws about 3. So it works out good. Anyway, this is a great night of sparring, a great night of a good smoker. Basically, I wasn't really in a sparring match. I was in a fight. I was in a couple of fights. I did fight a heavyweight, another heavyweight guy. I didn't get a good video of that, but that was awesome. I just want to let you guys know that, especially the Neijia Gong people, let you know that this is the striking aspects of what we do is very important. If you can get down there to the boxing gym and do it, get it right, it'll really help. It'll help a lot. And if you're got a guy that's doing boxing and mixed martial arts and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you probably don't want to mess with him.